Yeah, I just seen the Breakfast Club. Jimmy popping all that bullshit. I be seeing Jimmy talking about, we Gucci boo boo. He in the Gucci store. Talking about, we Gucci boo boo. The Black King niggas was going fuck up. Jimmy, they was like, Marita Monero.
Jimmy was not a rapper then.
Right.
He was your man, like on the side, like on the side, just he was not a rapper at all.
Right.
So when Ballin' took place, and I'm looking and I'm going, oh, he having a moment. That's the Lloyd Banks. It's Lloyd Banks thing.
When 50 Cent sends a warning, the whole rap game pays attention. And this time, Jim Jones is the one in his crosshairs. It all started when Jim decided to get slick during an interview, throwing shade at 50 and questioning his realness. He said something like, a lot of these dudes be acting tough for the cameras. We know who's really outside. That one line set the internet on fire. Fans immediately knew who he was talking about because if there's one rapper who's built his name off being both successful and street certified, it's Cur's 50 Cent Jackson. And trust me, 50 doesn't take disrespect lightly. Within hours, 50 clapped back in true 50 Cent fashion. Not with the diss track, not with the rant, but with the cold, calculated post on Instagram that sent chills through the game. He wrote, some of y'all better chill before I remind the city what really happened. No names mentioned, no direct tags, but everybody knew exactly who that was for. The timing, the tone, the caption, it all screamed Jim Jones. Watch yourself. Fans immediately flooded the comments, saying things like, 50 about to wear somebody out, and Jim better relax before 50 starts dropping receipts. And if there's one thing everyone knows about 50 Cent, it's that when he says remind the city, he's talking about those real-life situations most rappers hope never come to light. 50 is the kind of dude who plays chess, not checkers. He never talks without purpose. So, when he sends a message like that, it's not a joke. It's a warning shot. ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important info.
He wanted that. He was watching them be that, like Mace be that and Cam be that, and looked at, and it was finally, he had one.
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked, and I knew, I just took the shot, Murder, to see, because I wasn't sure he was going to go for it. Mm-hmm. But I was like, we like Jimmy better than you anyway, Cam. Then you got to watch and see how he responds. And then when you see, he like, oh, he really like that. Hey, give me this. Get me Jimmy. Yeah, tell him we want him. We want you at the show, Jimmy. Yeah, but that was one of those things. I just threw it out and see what. And then when he bit to it, because it was like he was having a moment that not sure that was going to ever happen again at that point. And then he's going, for them, they had records that where, look, I always say this to certain artists, I go, damn, when is he going to have his moment? Like, Fab, I said.
And that warning went viral instantly. Hip-hop pages, blogs, and fan accounts were reposting it nonstop, saying 50 Cent had entered villain mode again. Even people close to Jim Jones were allegedly telling him to chill, because see, this isn't just another rap beef. There's history behind it. 50 and Jim have been circling around each other for years, from old Dipset versus G-Unit tension to industry politics and street whispers that go way deeper than music. But here's where it gets wild. This ain't 2005 anymore. 50 Cent is not just a rapper now. He's a mogul, a TV boss, a full-blown media machine. When he speaks, millions listen. So that warning didn't just hit Jim, it hit the whole culture. People were like, damn, 50 got more power now than ever, and Jim's still out here talking crazy. That's why the situation feels different, because 50 isn't reacting like a rapper. He's moving like a man who could destroy someone's reputation with a single post. So yeah, Jim Jones might have thought it was just another slick comment for the internet. But when 50 Cent responded, the whole energy shifted. It went from jokes to what does 50 know? And when that question starts floating around in hip-hop, you know something serious might be coming next. 50 is the kind of dude who plays chess, not checkers. He never talks without purpose. So when he sends a message like that, it's not a joke. It's a warning shot. ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important info.
I recently saw a clip on Instagram where a young kid was comparing you to Nas and saying that you got
that's my young boy
big hits.
He's wild.
Yo, he looked to you. He learned how to wear the BB Simon belt from you. He got his swag. Like, how crazy is that? Because in my era, you know what I'm saying? Nas is like a god.
In my era too. I mean,
so to be compared,
let me that young kid.
He was young, and we loved that he loved Jim Jones. I want you to break it down.
Let's break this down. I admired Nas. But remember, Nas' first record, The Barbecue, came out when I was in 11th grade.
And I'll understand why this warning hits so hard. You've got to go back to the roots of the G-Unit versus Dipset tension back in the early 2000s. New York was running the rap game. You had 50 Cent and G-Unit on one side, Cameron and Dipset on the other, two powerful movements repping different corners of the city. They were both kings of their lanes, but the competition was real. And even though it never turned into a full-on war, there was always that undercurrent of ego, pride, and unspoken rivalry. Jim Jones, being Dipset's loudest voice, often inserted himself into the mix, always trying to remind people that Harlem's energy was different from Queens. But 50 Cent's track record speaks for itself. He built an empire from nothing, surviving shootouts, label wars, and industry politics. He didn't need to talk about being real, he lived it. And that's why fans always saw Jim's comments as jealousy, because deep down everyone knows 50 earned his stripes. Fast forward to now, 50 Cent is a multimillionaire running at shows like Power and BMF, expanding his brand globally. Meanwhile, Jim Jones is still chasing headlines by name-dropping other rappers. That's why 50's warning felt more like a boss talking to an employee than a rapper dissing another rapper. It was that know your lane type of energy.
So Nas was my idol when I was young. Like you did, came to dressing, the wordplay, the music, everything. I was a superior Nas fan. Period. I'd never take that away from him. But then as I got in the game, you got to realize that your rivals would be idols, and not to take anything away from that. I developed my own style and my own lane that these kids start to gravitate towards the same way I gravitated towards Nas when I was younger and things like that. It's a whole different generation. We talking about 94, 93. I was in 11th grade. Nigga, it's 2025. There's a big gap there, you know what I mean? And I want people to understand that. So when Shorty's telling people that, yeah, he's 20-some years old, that goes to show the part of the era that he's in, that I came into light and started going crazy, that these kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
Not all of them, some of them though.
You know what I mean?
A lot of them though.
Insiders say this wasn't just a random post either. 50 Cent had been hearing Jim Jones' slick comments for months. Between his shade toward My Dollar E, Cameron, and now 50, Jim's been poking at too many people from the same tree. It's catching up to him. People online started calling him Harlem's noisy neighbor, saying he talks more than he raps these days. And the real problem, Jim's trying to prove something that doesn't need proving. He's constantly reminding everyone that he's outside, that he's real Harlem, but in 2025, that street image doesn't impress people the way it used to. The culture's evolved. Now it's about moves, not mouth. And that's where 50 Cent's dominance shines. When 50 posted that warning, fans said it felt like a flashback. Like the old Get Rich or Die Trying 50 had returned for one quick moment. The tone, the confidence, the mystery, it all reminded people why 50's name still carries fear. He's not the type to argue. He's the type to pull files. And the fact that he said Remind the City had people whispering, because everyone knows 50's got deep connections in New York. Jim Jones' response? Silence. He didn't post. He didn't clap back. He didn't go live. That alone said everything, because when 50 Cent calls you out, you go quiet. It's not peace, it's pressure. And right now, Jim Jones is feeling every bit of it.
But I hear the comparisons and then Nick be trying to act funny when it comes. No, I've been spanking a lot of this. I'm talking about the industry. I've been putting on. So let's not get into that where we get into numbers and I gotta show you the statistics of what I've done. You heard to what other people was done. You heard them. You want to go to the Billboard entries, pull up Nas Billboard entries, then pull up my Billboard entries.
Listen, we can't compare the two. What I'm trying to tell you is
I want to go there. I want to go down the line now, because now we going down the line. He's a rapper and I'm a rapper.
Listen,
let's go statistically.
It feels great.
No, but I want to go statistically, because when people be like,
I feel the same way. We all feel the same way.
And forget about the numbers. You heard? My numbers back up.
Let me step up to the forefront.
After that warning went viral, the internet started digging up the history between these two, and that's when the story started getting even deeper. There have been rumors for years about tension between 50 Cent and Jim Jones that go way beyond music. Whispers about street business, deals that never happened, and alliances that got messy behind the scenes. Nobody ever confirmed it publicly, but 50's words, Remind the City, made everyone think he was hinting at something specific. Fans started speculating like crazy. Some said it was about old Harlem street ties. Others said it had to do with past label politics back when 50 Cent and Cameron were going at it. Remember back in the day, Cameron and 50 had that legendary on-air argument on Hot 97, and Jim Jones was always backing Cam up. So even though years passed, the energy never really died. 50 just moved on, while Jim kept that tension alive through interviews and slick comments. And now, it feels like karma finally caught up. People are saying Jim should have left 50's name alone, especially knowing how petty and calculated he can be. This is a man who's embarrassed rappers, CEOs, and even billionaires online. Nobody's safe. From Ja Rule to Diddy, once 50 Cent decides you're a target, he'll keep exposing you until you tap out, and if history repeats itself, Jim Jones might be next in line. The crazy part is, 50 didn't even have to say much. Just that one post sent waves through the industry. Rappers started unfollowing Jim, bloggers began digging up old clips of him talking reckless, and even some of his Harlem peers went quiet. It's like everyone's waiting to see if 50 Cent is about to pull another exposure moment. And trust me, if he does, it's going to break the internet.
Put it to you like this, Jim. Hey, bro, you been in this thing, but lyrically, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you.
Yeah,
Y'all
but look
ain't
how
ever
you
with
dress. Look how you dress. You don't even be in the same places I be in. And the
But
things
I-
that we, listen to
I
me,
can be in the church house. You can't ever with Nas lyrics. I don't know who told you that. Now look, y'all know you on that good stuff, but you're not seeing Nas. You're not seeing Nas, bro. Let's be real.
You got a bunch of 40 and 50-year-olds in their panties because I said I'm better than
It don't
Nas.
matter.
Look at you. Look at you.
Nobody,
Ain't all in your,
ain't
all in
nobody
your
from
film.
Dipset gonna take
Shannon,
you
that
over
show-
Nas.
A few days later, fans noticed 50 Cent deleted that post, which only made people more suspicious. When 50 deletes something, that usually means he's either planning something bigger or already making moves behind the scenes. He's known for using silence as strategy. That's the difference between 50 Cent and most rappers. They talk for clout, but he moves for effect. Meanwhile, Jim Jones has still been quiet, but people close to him claim he's unbothered. Hard to believe, though, because once 50 is involved, even silence feels like tension. Every podcast, every tweet, every quote now gets twisted into speculation. Everyone's waiting for the next shot. The thing is, this ain't about music anymore. It's about pride. Jim Jones built his image on being tough, on being Harlem's voice. But now, the internet's calling him the man who woke up 50 Cent. And that's not a good look, because when you wake 50 up, he doesn't just make fun of you, he destroys reputations.
Coming up and things like that.
I've heard you say that.
Since the barbecue and things like that, like he really put the whole dope boy rap, crack hustler, get fresh rap into perspective before anybody else. Before I heard Jay do it, before I heard anybody else, like he changed the cadence of rap into a whole different steam. Like he's the one that broke the camel's back when it came to artists. Like to me, when it came to artists like Big Daddy Kane and all these artists that came right before him. Like after Nas came with that, they started to fade out, and then Jay, Fat Joe, like all of these rappers that are spitting about the life that we was really starting to live right now and how it was changing. Like this is, you know what I mean? So that's how I felt about that whole little situation.
Now that the warning's gone viral, the question everyone's asking is, what happens next? Will 50 Cent really expose something? Or is this just his way of putting pressure on Jim Jones to fall back? Either way, the message has been sent loud and clear. 50 Cent doesn't play about respect. He's made it clear that certain names shouldn't be speaking on his without permission. See, 50 isn't just an artist anymore. He's a brand, a global empire. Every time his name gets dragged into some low-level drama, he treats it like a business move. He'll clap back, but he does it in a way that makes headlines, boosts his projects, and keeps his dominance solidified. That's the difference between him and Jim. 50 turns tension into profit, while Jim turns it into problems. People online started comparing their careers side by side, and the difference was crystal clear. 50 Cent has been rich for decades, still relevant, still respected, and still feared. Jim Jones has been working hard, but his biggest moments lately come from interviews, not hits. That's why fans said this whole situation exposed a bigger truth. Jim's chasing validation, while 50 already owns it. And the wildest part, some fans think 50's warning wasn't just for Jim Jones, it was for the whole industry. Like a reminder that even in 2025, 50 Cent still runs the narrative whenever he wants to. One cryptic sentence from 50 can shift the internet for a week straight. That's real power.
Diplomats know nobody else. Me, Jim Jones, check my track record, then check everybody else's track record. Then go to the billboards and check all my entries, then check all them entries and like if you want to go to the billboard entries, pull up Nas billboard entries, then pull up my billboard entries.
Can we address one thing though?
Go ahead.
Jim Jones has 9 entries in the Billboard 200 with 3 top 10 albums and no number ones, while Nas has 27 entries, 16 top 10 albums, and 6 that have reached number 1 on the Billboard 200.
Right now, 2025, I'm in the game still rapping at a high capacity. If Nas wants to smoke, come in the booth. I will rap
You don't want
circles
no
around.
smoke.
Jim Jones is rapping at a high capacity right now in 2025. I'm on record as saying I think some of the best music that's been coming out of New York in recent years has been from Jim Jones. I haven't seen Nas in that mode. Nas still makes great music at a high level. I just haven't seen Nas in that, let's get active, getting at each other mode.
Jim Jones, on the other hand, now has the whole world watching his next move. If he claps back, 50 Cent is going to unload. If he stays quiet, he looks weak. It's checkmate either way. That's why people say 50 plays chess with beef. He always moves 3 steps ahead. Even celebrities started chiming in, saying Jim better let that one go. Because everyone knows 50 is not the type to forget. He's the type to wait, gather info, and strike when the timing's perfect. So yeah, 50 Cent's warning went viral for a reason. It wasn't just a post, it was a statement. A reminder that some names still carry power in this game and some rivalries never truly die. 50's message was simple: don't play with me. I built too much to entertain clowns, and now the whole hip-hop world's waiting. Will Jim Jones try to defend his pride? Or will he stay quiet before 50 Cent turns that warning into a full-blown expose? One thing's for sure, when 50 says, "I'll remind the city," you better believe he's holding something heavy.
Jim Jones went on Fat Joe and Jadakiss's. Oh, look, a topic in a topic.
Yeah.
He went on Fat Joe and Jadakiss's podcast and had a lot to say about some dude on the internet that said Jim Jones is better than Nas and has more Billboard hits than Nas.
It was a young kid. I think I believe he was like 23 or something, 22, 23. And he was saying that for his generation, his era, they don't look at Nas. And a lot of people took offense to that. I personally did not take offense just because of the kid's age, of the generation.
It's like a sports conversation. Like the numbers are the numbers. But in New York City with rappers, we don't necessarily go by that.
Yes, Travis Scott is the bigger act, more hits, more numbers, more. But to the rappers, don't nobody give a about what Travis Scott is